Anyway, it's good to have a bit of fun. And we do have a bunch of fun building this business. And as I said before, one of the most wonderful things is seeing people come from basically obscurity to coming along and getting a vision for the business and then just going ahead and just doing what it takes to build the business. Now, Toby, as I said, we've been working together for at least a couple of years and maybe longer than that. We've actually been through some ups and downs together. Toby's been involved in quite a few businesses we've been in. It's been quite the journey, as he would say. And we've lost a bunch of money together, and thankfully, we've stayed tight, come through it, and now we're building a business for our very long-term future. So once again, Toby, welcome to the Hangout. Now, Toby Hartnoll-White is your full name. Now, Hartnoll-White's a very, very posh name, mate. So do you want to explain firstly sort of the origins of that name?
Oh, well, it's Hartnoll is my dad's surname, and White is my mum. So they just decided to, hyphenate it, join it together. And dad's a Pom, so he's from the UK, and maybe the poshness has got something to do with that. Maybe royalty or something.
When I remember you first when I first saw you come into my autoresponder. I thought, and then you came onto Skype, and then you wanted to have a chat there a long while back. I was seriously expecting somebody with a really posh toffee nose sort of an accent. And when I got this Aussie bloke on the other side, I couldn't believe it was a guy called Toby Hartnoll-White. So, yeah, it's been fantastic to get to know you, Toby. Do you want to just give us a little bit of a brief background as to where you grew up, a bit about your family, and sort of where you live, and what brought you to that point?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I'd be glad to. I grew up in country New South Wales, which is probably 6 hours from Sydney, and grew up doing all the normal country sort of things. Went off to study at university and had what most people would say a traditional sort of education. I did a degree in exercise science, and I worked in the sports science field for a little bit. And then I decided there wasn't enough money in that, so I took on a master's degree in occupational health and safety. And at that time, occupational health and safety was just emerging as a huge industry, and I was one of the first people in my university to actually graduate with that degree. So I could basically choose my job. And work for a couple of good companies in Sydney. I guess probably about 6 or 7 years I spent travelling, an hour and a half to work each day, and wasn't until sort of then that a friend introduced me to a network marketing company, and I've gone, I'd never heard about network marketing before, that looked absolutely brilliant on paper, and I thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make enough money to sustain my lifestyle working for somebody else. I'm going to take the ball and run with it. And with that particular company, I achieved some reasonable success, and I decided to quit my job and then move to the other side of the country. The people I hang around, whilst they're still my friends today, they just weren't going down the same life path, and I knew that I needed to surround myself with some different people with different goals and different ambitions. So, like I said, I moved to the other side of the country, and I was working this network marketing business part-time, and also picked up some work, some part-time casual work as well. And over time, I developed a bit of a passive income, residual income, but I never really was totally successul. I always knew I was going to be successful, and felt that way. And I did a bit of travelling around. I thought that having this business allowed me to do a bit of travelling, so I spent a couple of years here, a couple of years there. And now I'm living in Newcastle, which is only 3 or 4 hours south from where you live, Albie. And I've been here for about 3 years, I guess. And it was about the same time that I'd you know, wasn't achieving great success in my business, and where the internet was really emerging, and I decided that that's where I wanted to be and where I wanted to take my business. I could get the attention of a lot more people, and people that were actually looking to make money from home and things like that. So I joined another company. It was an e-commerce company, an online shopping company actually, and I guess it really highlights one of the biggest mistakes I've made online. And it's a good mistake to make, but it's something that other people can learn from. And so what I did is I set up this website. It was a splash page. It did all fancy graphic design. I thought I'd arrived, and basically what I did, I directly linked it to the company's website. So, and I was getting all these customers like through the company, and I thought, oh, this is it. I'm getting 10 customers every day, and I'm having hundreds of customers. And what I realised was that I was building their list and not capturing their details, and then the company, over time sort of failed to deliver on a number of promises, and 18 months later, I'd wasted all that time and hadn't built my own list, which I could market to. So that was probably the biggest mistake early on that I now realise and now laugh at. So then I came across you and Lorenz online. Actually met through a mutual friend, and just liked the stuff that
that'd be Rabs.
The Rabs, of course. And I liked the look of the stuff you were doing, online. Could see that you're a genuine bloke, and just followed all your videos. Found them very step by step, and like you said, we've been through some big ups and big downs, and scammed and ripped off and all those sort of things. But I stuck with it because like I said, I always knew I'd was going to achieve success. But when Carrot Bars came around, 6-7 months ago, I joined. There was something about this that was just different, and obviously the team sort of structure you had in place was a main part, but also the company. The product's money, and I thought, well, it doesn't get better than that, does it? and it's real money. So I made a decision then that I was going to focus on this business, and I, chose to be successful. But more importantly, I think within myself, I realised that whilst I always knew I was going to be successful, that I had to bring success to every aspect of my business. And success didn't mean make $10,000 a week and then I'll be successful. And I liken it to being happy as well, happy in life. I wouldn't be happy when I get $10,000 at the end of the week. Sure, it could buy me a lot of things, but I need to bring happiness to every aspect of my life and every aspect of my business. So it was a big personal development sort of shift, and basically went ahead and set some clear intentions, some really specific goals as to how much money I want to make, what exactly that looked like in the Carrot Bars business, being how many paid members I need to sponsor each week, how many cycles I need in the dual team I need to do each week, and even each day. And then I wrote a plan of what I'm going to focus on as far as my daily money-making activities went. And so I've decided, I have been doing paid advertising, solo ads and banner ads in particular, to build the list. And it's a gradual process, but I certainly learnt from my mistakes. And at the end of the day, it is the fast way. A couple of the other things that I've done and learnt is that really need to personalise my own branding and the follow-up autoresponders. Now, the protection through gold autoresponders are fantastic, and I think there's about 20 of them. But what I've gone ahead and done is actually added about 50 to my list. And what I've found is that some people opt in.
So you're talking about the messages here, aren't you? The follow-up messages.
Yeah. So I've added a heap more because it took me I guess a while to sort of warm to the work that you were doing and build that relationship when I followed you. So I'm just really following the leader and copying what you guys did. And what I've found is that people join my Carrot Bars business now. Some might join within a couple of days of opting into my capture page, but then some might take 4, 5, even 6 months before they take action. So if I could leverage those autoresponders as much as I could, and combine that with a broadcast message every 2 or 3 days, I'm just going to increase my chances of finding that person that's in the looking zone and wants to join a real business and a real team. And the other thing I guess I've focused on am focusing on is the real relationship side of things. So definitely telling stories in my emails, lots of photos, and I'm doing more and more videos. And that was sort of one of the areas that I identified that I was lacking in that branding. So I set myself a target to do 30 videos in 30 days, and just to create that habit and really drive it home and give it a lot of value. And like I've seen, like I said, I've seen some great results doing that. I've sponsored a bunch of people, and even I get emails, people contact me that are already in Carrot Bars but not in our team, wanting to join our team because I'm selling the team and the benefits and the exclusivity of that. So it's only on the up and up, man.
Fantastic. Well, look, I had about 7 questions I was going to ask you, and you answered 7. You probably answered 10 of the 7 questions I was going to ask you, so you've answered like 3 more than I was going to ask. But, after we've finished speaking to you, we're going to go through like a business checklist of all the things that a successful marketer does to build their Carrot Bars business. And as you're going through each thing you're doing, like you're talking about personalizing your autoresponder messages, making videos, setting daily goals. I'm just going mentally. I'm going tick, 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 and I can see Scott mentally doing the same thing. He's going, sorry, his nod. And mate, that's sensational. And as I said at the start, I know you joined up fairly soon after we launched 7 months ago, but it was you didn't kind of come out of the out of the box running, and then it was only a short while ago that I thought I better look down through our business to see where all this activity is coming from, and I was absolutely amazed to see your name and then all these people you sponsored next to it, and then having a chat to you to see what you were doing, and then to hear you talk to me about breaking it down into daily goals. So can I, first thing we should let everyone know is that you're sort of semi-retired now. You live across the road from the beach, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay, so I've seen a picture of your place there, and I've seen a picture of the beach across the road. It looks fantastic. You do a bit of surfing, is that right? You love getting in the water?
I love getting in the water. I haven't actually surfed for quite some time now, but I really enjoy my exercise. I jog up and down the track on the coast, and always in the water swimming most days. So just loving that beach lifestyle, and it's something that I wouldn't have been able to sustain. Or certainly wouldn't have the time if I was working a 9-to-5 job. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Terrific. So, what does your typical day look like? What does your income-producing activity look like each day? So you wake up in the morning. Just give us a very brief rundown on what your day looks like and how you structure your day.
Well, one of the first things I do is go into Aweber, and I either write some new emails. They might be adding follow-ups to the existing series, or they'll be writing a broadcast. And I like to do 2 or 3 a day, and that way I can schedule them so I don't actually need to do them for a couple of days. But I'm always checking, the open rates and things like that to see where I can improve and what sort of people are clicking on. Like the videos. So emails would be the first thing. The next thing would be to do a video. That's what I've been doing lately. And what I also do is find some internet, very successful people on the internet and join their lists, and I get a bunch of obviously their follow-up emails, and I scan through them, and I have a in my Gmail I have a folder which then I call it an email swipe folder. So like I don't consider myself an expert writer or copywriter or anything like that, far from it. But what I do is pick up bits and pieces from what these experts are saying, put it in my own words a little bit, and then I'll use that as a broadcast if I think it's adding value, and I get that out to my list.
That's a really interesting point. Lawrence and I were having this, Rabs and I were having this discussion just a couple of nights ago, and we were just talking about how to be successful, really, it's just a copy and paste exercise. What you really need to do is find somebody who's got the runs on the board, who is where you want to get to, and basically just copy what they're doing. I remember when I first met Lawrence, I had come from an offline network marketing environment, and I was trying to translate that to an online version. I wasn't having any success, I should say, online, and had started building a list. Scott and I had been building a list, but we were missing a few tweaks, and I started to join his lists, and I started to copy. Well, Scott and I, at the same time, Scott and I would get together once a week because he used to live around the corner here, and we used to discuss what we needed to do to improve or actually start sponsoring just one person. And we decided to copy exactly what he's doing. And one of the things he was doing consistently, like you're doing, is posting YouTube videos, how-to, personal stuff, just musings and experiences, maybe a little training. And the amazing thing is that like 2.5 years later, is that I think, and I was just mentioning this last, so we've sponsored, like, say, close to the 120 people mark into the Carrot Bars business. I'd say 70% of those we would have sponsored at some point through a YouTube video somewhere. And so just tell me, you said you were on a mission to do, I think it was 30 videos in 30 days.
Yeah.
Fantastic that you're just copying. I mean, you said you're copying what I'm doing, but obviously as leaders, we're just regurgitating what we've learnt, and I've noticed with most leaders, we just regurgitate what we've learnt. The key here is to actually apply, copy and paste, but actually do it, and then slowly tweak it to your own flavour. So just tell me a little bit about, because YouTube videos was the difference for me. It was the thing that I didn't want to do, and you said to me as well the thing that it was the thing that you struggled with, and we spoke last week about the fact that for most people, success is going to lie between where they are now and the thing they hate doing the most. And once they do the thing they hate the most, or the thing that's standing in the way, they will find a breakthrough in their financial success and their online marketing success. So talk to me about this, where this 30 days, 30 video thing came about, and what that's all about.
Well, I guess it was just something I came up with to keep myself accountable, and now I've told a bunch of people, and I feel as though I have to go and do it, by putting it out there.
I'm going to check your YouTube channel now, see?
Yeah. And I guess my most of my resistance around doing videos was that I wasn't really comfortable in talking on camera, and then I thought that I needed to be really professional and things like that, whereas the opposite was actually true. The more relatable the videos were, and the more people can see that I'm a real person, live a normal life, and the better. And I think that most people, when they come into a business, ask themselves, whether they can do the same thing. So if it's doable for everyone, but yeah, I guess it was just overcoming that, and just a matter of taking action. I needed to do it. Like, obviously the branding, the personal branding out of it, and the value adding as well. It's like a win-win. Yeah,
no, that's fantastic, and it's so great to have those goals and to be accountable. And we've spoken quite a few times in the past about having a running partner, somebody that you're accountable to, and obviously you've made the rest of the world that running partner now that you've mentioned your goal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. and it's it's great, and I'll just do it. Like LB was saying, last week, I think it was last week, it's just like, just do it, just take action. Like this whole internet marketing thing, it's not rocket science. It's, if you just focus on a couple of elements and, become, master at them, over time, you're going to get the results. It's not hard.
Yeah, so true, and and doing YouTube videos is something that just requires a little bit of practice. And I think another key point that you mentioned there is not to try and make it look too polished. Is to, I mean, that's probably one of the mistakes I made. I thought I needed to sound like somebody else, or needed to be polished, but really people want to know is that you're real. That you're there to help them, and that you're just like them. Because the big question people have is, can I do this business? And what you want them to get to the point of saying to themselves is, if he can do it, I can do it, because he's just like me. I mean, it's like doing this Hangout. We haven't set up any props. You can probably even see my wife folding up the washing in the background, because, hey, we're all real people. This is real life. We're all on the same journey building a business, a carrot bars business. What's that? There you go. My wife wants to say hello. We're real and we are live. There's no props here. That is my my beautiful wife in the background. So yeah, just be real. That's the key. And that's one of the things that has really that I admire about what you do, Toby. Is you're the real deal. You're a really clever guy. You're a smart guy. You're well educated, but you're just a down to earth bloke who relates to a really wide audience. And here's the key is. The people who I've found in this industry, the people who have the biggest organisations, the people who relate to the widest audience. And Scott's just posted on the thing a very good comment. He said the hardest part is actually working on yourself. It's just trying to get yourself comfortable with who you are. And we speak so often, and especially Rabs talks about mindset. And mindset is quite often about just accepting who you are for who you are, and just trusting that the world will love you who you are as well. Toby, where do you want to take this Carrot Buzz business? What's your personal goal?
My personal goal is to take to a level where it's it's viral, and it's unstoppable, and somewhere up there like yourself and Rabs, really.
Yeah, and we feel like we're just starting, so yeah. That's great, mate. Look, thank you so much for sharing all that. I think it's going to lead very nicely into the next segment of our Hangout here, and that is just going through a checklist of your internet business health, or your online business health. But just another quick question is, I know that you have you do offline and online marketing by necessity. You've got a bunch of guys in your business that come from old school network marketing background. Is that right? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, that's right. I guess it's difficult to because I'm so focused at the moment on just the online stuff, whereas I made the transition myself, so I'm not particularly working my warm market, or I probably don't have much of a warm market left after all the opportunities that I've shown people. Over the years, but I don't know. It's what I sort of teach and get, because we have got such a fantastic system in protection through Gold team, is that I teach that everyone, regardless whether they come from online, it might be an online contact or a warm contact, is to go through to the capture page, and the capture page obviously sends them into the funnel, which does all the heavy lifting. It does, all the sales, all those great sales videos and the education behind it. Because I can't go out there and tell people. I don't want to go out there and tell people about, the state of the economy, and why shouldn't they, buy gold and precious metals and things like that. I'm not the expert, but I can point them in the direction of the experts by getting them to go through the sales funnel and through the system, because at the end of the day, I think it's the system that keeps it all together. And if everyone does the same thing, that there's your duplication.
Yeah, I think Thomas Edison said it best when he said, he doesn't need to be the smartest person in his team. He just knows he needs to know smart people, and that's the thing that the system. What was that? Henry Ford, was it? Could have been Henry Ford. Now I'm getting corrected. In fact. It was someone really famous. I sounded really smart until she said that. Could have been Henry Ford. Yeah, I think it was. Thank you, Arnie, for correcting me. But here's the point: is that the system's there, and the system, what it does is it gives 100% of the people 100% of the same information 100% of the time, and that system has been created by plucking all the little bits of gold nuggets from everywhere, from Mike Maloney, from Hidden Secrets of Money, and from a lot of Rab's experiences, and from our experiences, and from Scott's experiences, and then you adapting that to the experiences you've had. And the system is a wonderful thing. You can put pressure on them and take pressure off yourself. I think so many people think that they have to go out and spread the word. I had a guy yesterday, I was on Skype with, and he said, how am I going to talk people into buying gold? And I said, well, the good news is you don't have to. We have a system that will take the pressure off you. We just put them in the top end of the funnel and let the funnel do the work. So exactly. Now, Toby, thanks so much for sharing with us. Will you hang around and help us run through this business checklist as we go through that?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for sharing that so far. And let me give you one of these.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, and let's just move on to the next.